You've probably seen all the hype, right? This idea that AI can build entire massive apps from just a single sentence. But how are professional developers actually using these tools to ship real production-ready software? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dig into.
I mean, just listen to this. This comes from a developer with 20 years in the trenches. It perfectly captures the massive shift that's happening. For the pros, AI isn't some toy or a passing fad. Nope, it's a fundamental change in how the work gets done. And for them, there is absolutely no going back.
And let's be honest, the promise is it's really seductive, isn't it? You see it all over the internet. These swarms of AI agents that can supposedly build complex software all on their own. The dream is so simple. You just describe what you want, and then you sit back and watch it magically come to life.
And this whole dream, it actually has a name, vibe coding. It's this idea that you can just, go with the flow, trust the AI completely, and kind of forget about all the nitty-gritty details of the code itself. It's all about getting into that creative zone without being bothered by boring old syntax and semicolons.
Okay, but here's the million-dollar question. Is just vibing really how professionals, the people whose jobs literally depend on shipping reliable, high-quality software, are actually using these tools? Well, the research tells a very, very different story. All right, let's just cut right to the chase. The single biggest finding from a study of 99 experienced developers is this. They don't vibe, not even a little bit. In fact, they do the exact opposite. They control.
In this chart, it shows you exactly why. When pros were asked what they care about the most when they're using AI, it wasn't speed, it wasn't flow, it was the absolute fundamentals, correctness and readability. They need the code to work, period, and they need other humans to be able to understand it later. These are total non-negotiables that vibing just can't prompt.
So you see the difference here. The professional mindset isn't about blind trust. It's about constant verification. It's not about chasing a feeling of flow, if that means sacrificing the quality of the final product. And it is definitely not about delegating the whole job away. It's about giving precise, expert direction to a very powerful tool. Okay, so if they're not just vibing, then what are they doing? Well, it turns out they're following a playbook, a really specific set of strategies designed to get all the power of AI while keeping the human expert firmly, and I mean firmly, in the driver's seat. You know, this quote, it says it all. Pros aren't out there learning some brand new mystical skill called prompt engineering. They're just applying the discipline they already have. Things like clear communication, defining requirements, specifying outcomes, and using it in their conversations with the AI. It's still software engineering, it's just happening in plain English now.
And all of that boils down to this really clear 4-step playbook. 1, they plan the design before they even think about asking the AI to write code. 2, they give it a ton of detailed context. 3, they break the work down into super small, manageable tasks. And 4, and this is maybe the most important, they validate everything. Every single piece of code the AI spits out gets reviewed and tested.
And wow, just look at this. This is that playbook in action. This is not some vague, hey, build me a thing request. This developer is specifying technical terms, they're referencing specific files, and they're clearly breaking down what the user is supposed to do. But here's the kicker, the most crucial part. Please do just step 1 now. Now that is control.
And that last point is so critical. It brings us to this number, which is pretty mind-blowing when you think about it. Across all the developers they watched, the average number of steps they asked an AI to do at one time was just 2.1. They are keeping this powerful tool on an incredibly short leash. Give it 1 or 2 things to do, check the result, and then move on.
All right, so we get it. Pros are all about control. But what are they actually using this for? It turns out they're really smart about matching the task to what the tool is actually good at.
This is where these agents are just absolute rock stars, the grunt work. We're talking about generating all that boilerplate code, scaffolding a new project, writing tons of unit tests, handling boring, repetitive tasks, even writing documentation. These are all the things that eat up a developer's time but don't need that deep, creative problem solving.
But the second things get tricky, that's when the human has to step back in. Things like really complex business logic, trying to integrate with some messy, old code, anything that's high stakes or security critical, and of course, high-level architectural design. These are the areas where human expertise, context, and judgment are still completely irreplaceable.
And this quote, it kind of changes how you think about all this, doesn't it? Even for tasks the developer could easily do themselves, they'll still run it by the AI.
Why? Because it's like having a collaborator, a sanity check, a second set of eyes. It's not about replacing the developer, it's about augmenting them.
So this idea, this second set of eyes, it really points to a whole new relationship that's forming. It's not master and servant, it's not manager and employee, it's something else entirely. It's the coder and the collaborator. I love this quote because it just perfectly nails the feeling. When it's working well, using an AI agent is like driving a Formula One car. Just this incredible feeling of power. But yeah, it can also be super frustrating, like getting stuck in a traffic jam when it just doesn't get what you're asking. And yet, despite the traffic jams, the overall feeling is optimistic.
And hey, the numbers totally back this up. Just take a look. Even with the need for tight control and the occasional frustration, the vast majority of these experienced pros, 77 out of 99, were pleased or even extremely pleased with the whole experience. The vibe, you could say, is overwhelmingly positive.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that pros do not see AI as their replacement. They see it as a powerful collaborator. It's their rubber ducky to talk through a problem with. It's a source of new ideas. And yeah, it's a massive productivity booster that handles the grunt work so they can focus on the stuff that really matters.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. You've probably heard that saying by now, AI won't take your job, but someone using AI will. This research shows us exactly what that looks like in the real world. It's not about vibing, it's about skill, it's about discipline, and it's about control. So the only question left is, how are you going to take control?